The following is a presentation of the Harding Sports Network.
We are Harding Sports Network. We are Bisons.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to Harding Football with Paul Simmons. The Bisons went on the road on Saturday afternoon and won against Oklahoma Baptist, beat Oklahoma Baptist 31-7. First afternoon game of the season, first game on grass, and in the regular season, it's the only game that the Bisons will play on grass. And boy, just a perfect afternoon. We thought about rain on Saturday when we got out there, Coach, but sunshine greeted the Bisons, and it was a happy day for your football team with a big 31-7 win against a good Oklahoma Baptist team.
I'll tell you what, I think people don't really realize, they look at that score and don't recognize how difficult that situation was. Their offense has been so explosive. In 2019, they scored 33 against us. They've been averaging 40 points this year, and just really a tall task for our team, and especially the defense. And boy, just the way the defensive coach had those guys ready to play, and the grit, the toughness that they played with was awesome. Lots of big plays in the game. Lots of guys came through, and just really was a great victory for us. That's 3 weeks in a row that our guys have had to have a big time emotional response and emotional investment. And that's hard to do in college football. It's hard to do it week to week to week. And so, boy, I'm proud. I'm proud of the boys.
The defense, just talk a little bit about what a challenge that was with a quarterback like Preston Hare. I know that you talked so highly of him. He'd only been intercepted one time throughout the season until Saturday, and your team able to, only been sacked one time. Your team able to sack him 3 times.
Yeah. This is my 16th season coaching on the Division II level, and I really do think that he is the most dangerous, most polished guy we've ever seen, because he is so accurate, but he also is just almost impossible coming into the game to sack. He'd been sacked one time, and so for us to sack him 3 times, to pick him off twice is just an amazing testament to our young men, to our coaches. They had a great plan. The guys believed in it, and just they fought like crazy. They really did. And you think about how the game started, the opening drive, marching down and just scoring right away, and you think, oh man, here we go. And then that was really it. That was it for the day. And that also is a great testament to our coaches being able to adjust and get things right, and just an awesome effort.
Coach touched base on the first quarter and the first half of play. We'll look at first quarter and first half highlights, and there are a lot of big plays in the first half of this football game, and we'll come back with those highlights right after this.
Hey. Okay.
If you love me enough to tolerate my perfect little pets and all their glorious dander, then of course you'll visit nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure I'm in the right car seat.
Jordan knows he shouldn't eat this entire bowl of nachos, but tonight he's earned that right, because a few hours ago in the middle of happy hour, he recognized a sign, not from the gods or a bolt of lightning, but from a double heart, a kissy face, and a 4th ha in ha ha ha. That's when Jordan knew he was buzzed. So when it was time to go, he got a ride home instead of driving. Be a legend like Jordan. Recognize your buzzed warning signs and get a ride home. Buzz driving is drunk driving.
Welcome back to Harding Football with Paul Simmons. This was a Bison team getting ready to play Oklahoma Baptist. Their offense averaged just almost 41 points per game and 487 yards of total offense. So you wanted to keep their offense off the field, your offense on the field to begin the game, and started with a good drive right here.
Yeah, we really did. The game started the way we wanted to, by possessing the football, and we really had a good drive put together. That's probably one of the toughest things of the day. We put the ball on the ground twice, and both of them were, really, not contact. We just gave the ball away. Luckily, we only lost one of them, but it felt huge when it happened.
Bissell with a carry right here. Bison's down to the 30-yard line and driving right before this play.
Yeah, and that, there was a big play right there. Our offense has been just so dominant recently, and they probably did not play as clean as they would like to, but they certainly, did a lot of really good things and got it done when they had to, and I'm still really, really proud of them.
The challenge against this offense, and they go at such a quick pace, no huddle.
Yeah, they do, and their coordinator does a great job. They take advantage of the entire field. Right here we had a double move on second down, which you don't really expect. Number one is, probably the most dangerous receiver in our league that we've seen so far, at least, and that's definitely not how we wanted the game to start out. But I'm gonna tell you, we have 3 huge recent games. This game, Ouachita Baptist, and our playoff game, where the opening drive, the team come out and scored against us big time.
Huge play here, Coach.
Oh man, giant conversion, and James Townsend, he's one of these receivers that just works and works and works to have a chance, and for him to lay out and make that catch, really, really proud of the play he made there.
Converting on 3rd and 6 there with a 40-yard pass from Payton.
Yeah,
to
great
Townsend.
pass by Preston, but just a great catch at such a key time in the game.
And then Omar Sinclair with a rush right there. The Bisons on the last play of the first quarter in good position to score here. It's 1st down and goal, first play of the second quarter.
Yeah, and there's, Cole just running over the safety completely.
Yeah, and I didn't realize until after the game when I was looking at the highlights what a punishing run that was, and you see that all the time from Cole.
Yeah, I mean, it's so typical for him to hit a safety and that guy to go backwards, and, he does things at such a high level that we almost just take it for granted. But what I was saying earlier about, us giving up an opening drive score, but in all 3 of those games, that basically was it. Mm-hmm. And that's a great testament to our coaches making some adjustments and getting our guys right. And, for us to give up 7 on the first drive, and then that was it. It was just, really an awesome effort by our guys.
You had to force a punt right here, and the Bisons are going to get the football back. It would wind up being 24 unanswered points here in the second quarter, 31 unanswered for the game. And this is a drive that starts with 13:35 left in the second quarter.
Taylor Bissell is he has not had huge numbers, but he has done a tremendous job blocking. Just really impressive the way he has been dominating as a blocker, which is a huge deal for our slots.
Good punt here from Scott, 41 yards on the punt, forcing the fair catch. It almost came up with a big turnover right there, a big scramble for the football.
That was I wish you could slow-mo that from the end zone. That was such a tremendous intentional club by Cade Pugh. I mean, he punched that ball from behind and just did a great job getting that out. We talk about it, but that's a hard thing to get done.
And very early in the football game, didn't get the sacks there in the first half, but Coach, you could see the pressure on the quarterback, and it forces a turnover here in just a few minutes.
The quarterback is just so elusive, but I think Coach Bigelow really, really had a great plan as far as keeping that guy in the pocket and not letting that guy get out and make big scramble plays. I mean, even right here, there's Issa getting out of the pocket and keeping him hemmed up, and, Corey Beatty with the huge play. Corey Beatty was dominant. Number 10 coming into the game was such a stud for them, and Corey Beatty just locked him down. He was special. He was special for sure.
Yeah, 2 outstanding receivers, Cornell and Harris for Oklahoma Baptist. Quite a challenge.
Well, what a play that was. 4th and 13 or 14, and Preston, making what we would say is a very unsafe pitch right there, but boy, he got it done, and Taylor coming through with a big first down. That was a giant play in the game. There were so many pivotal plays in the game, and that was one of them.
It gets the Bisons down deep in Oklahoma Baptist territory.
Well, the O-line was punishing. You know, I tell you a guy that's really coming on for us that's Jake Duggar at tight end. You know, Jake is really getting things figured out and starting to be a dominant, you know, blocker like we thought he could be. Really proud of him, his effort.
7 plays, 34 yards. The interception gave you great field position there.
Yeah. Yeah, it really did. You know, what you saw a lot of, which you really haven't seen, we rushed 3 a lot, and we used Caden Pierce to spy. Awesome play by Javarius Wood, JV, tipping that ball to Oric, and then, you know, Oric being ready to make a play. Just 2 awesome young men making a play. I love it. I love them so much.
Yeah, that's the second interception. And again, gives you great field position to begin this drive.
Yeah, you know, Oric is such a special leader for us, and you know, all the things that we look for in a teammate.
So a 47-yard field goal right here by Grant Ennis.
And just made it look routine.
Yeah.
Yeah, really proud of that. I think that unit is now like 18 out of 19 in the last 3 ball games. Another big play. As Caden Pierce come off the edge. You know, that guy was a fullback 3 weeks ago, and he is really he's catching on big time. Well, the play of the game right there. That whole unit, Coach Boat coaches that unit. Tremendous job right there. Cooper Carroll scooping that ball and scoring. But boy, just so fun to watch those guys celebrate. Great job by the defense forcing that punt. You know, when you force a punt and there's, you know, less than a minute left, then you can really be aggressive. And that, you know, that was a 7-point play, but it felt like 21 points.
Yeah, it sure did, Coach, because I think that looking ahead, I know that your team had a 17-7 lead. We knew how explosive Oklahoma Baptist was. They were going to get the football to begin the third quarter, and we saw how quickly they could strike. Obviously, they were trying to put points on the board right before the end of the first half. You said the defense stood up, and then the special teams with a block punt. That did feel like just a huge play.
If you could have watched their players going into the locker room at half after that, you know, there were a lot of heads down, and it was just an incredible momentum turner. You know, these guys feel like they can score points so fast. I mean, versus everyone all year, and they have gone down the field so fast and just scored at ease. And so, you know, a 21-point lead felt like nothing against these guys.
The response, you talk about the response a lot, and that has been pretty much what we've seen from your football team. It's been such a great response, again, after the 7-0 start from Oklahoma Baptist, after a turnover, and then your team to come back and really dominate that second quarter.
Yeah, I'm just telling you, that is one of the things that we talk about more than anything else just about is this is one of the most important lessons that you learn from football. What do you do when you get kicked right in the teeth? What do you do? Because it's going to happen in your life. You know it is. You're going to take losses, and you've got to be able to get up and respond and play the next play. And our guys have bought into that. They bought into it big time. I mean, obviously we got our heart broken on the road in week 2. And when that happens, you know, you can start pointing fingers and blaming everybody else, or you can just band together, love each other, and come out fighting and clawing. And they've chose to do that, and I love it. I'm so proud of them. You know, we really have a great thing going right now. We've got to figure out how to keep it going.
Bison's up 24-7 at half. They were 8 of 12 on third down there in the first half, had the football for over 30 minutes in the first half of play. Stay with us. We'll come back and look at second half highlights in a moment.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to talk about it.
Families don't have to talk about everything, but they should talk about how to plan for an emergency. Get tips and resources to make your family's emergency plan.
Back on Harding Football with Paul Simmons. We are at halftime in our highlights, 24/7. Bison's leading on Saturday afternoon at Oklahoma Baptist. First afternoon game as we get ready for the third quarter. And now this was a big series. Oklahoma Baptist will get the football down 24/7.
Huge series. Yeah, there's Patrick Healy with a big stop. Our D-line was dominant. I mean, they were dominant all day. Their running back had 130 yards a game coming into the game, rushed for 16. They rushed for 3 yards as a team.
Yeah.
A giant testament to Coach Bigelow and those guys. There's a big sack by Nate. Nate Wallace was really good all day. He's been really good all year. Really proud of him.
44-yard punt. Bisons begin this drive with 13:02 left in the third quarter of play. After all those big plays, I talked to you after the game, it just felt like the second half was just dominated by your football team. Had to punt it here after 3 and out, but it kept the football so much there in the second half.
Yeah, we were on the field all night, and then our secondary, Coach Tribble did a tremendous job getting those guys ready to play and kind of showing a few new looks that we haven't shown that they ended up being really good for us.
This shows how dangerous the Oklahoma Baptist can be. What a catch by Marshall.
Wow, yeah, that he was so well covered. Tremendous catch.
Yeah, Ahmad Butler had great coverage.
He was all over him. Yeah, there's nothing you can do about that.
And there's the dangerous Harris you were talking about, 7-yard completion. They'll come right back to Cornell for 9 yards.
Yeah, when they get in a rhythm now, it's trouble. And that's the thing, he just never did sustain that rhythm. And
Second sack coming up right here,
you
Coach.
see him there. He's trying to find a way to escape, and they did a great job of hemming that guy up. When a guy's that elusive, you can't afford to just be crazy aggressive. You just got to keep him in the pocket, get everybody to walk back, and make things tough for him that way.
That sack by B.J. Burke and Nate Wallace combined there, that was such a huge play on that drive.
It was.
So the Bison's back with it. So an 11-yard run by Chancey, now a 6-yard run.
I know going into that game that Cole had averaged almost 10 yards a carry against these guys in his career. And he certainly didn't have that kind of day, but he still was really punishing, 3 touchdowns, and boy, he just hands out so much abuse.
Yeah, 27 carries and 103 yards, so he was over 100 yards again.
And there, Preston runs physical. I'm so proud of Preston, the way he's finishing runs off and making decisions. It's really good.
So we go to the fourth quarter. Preston Payton averaged 4.2 yards per carry, 16 carries on Saturday.
Yeah, he played strong. There's always decisions you second guess, but he played really strong.
And that field goal had the distance, just hit the upright.
First miss in, I guess, 4 weeks. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you, it was barely a miss.
So now Oklahoma Baptist gets it back. But still that drive, Coach, 11 plays, 48 yards. It took 4:10 off the clock.
Yeah. Big deal. It was a big deal. They just could not run the football, which is such a game changer. Number 7 for them is he's a stud, been a really good player for them, and he just couldn't get loose.
Yeah, Tyler Seaver, just 6 carries on Saturday, 15 yards. Oklahoma Baptist only 16 rushing attempts on Saturday. And so much of that I know because of the score, playing from behind.
Yeah, when we get ahead of people and get that clock in our favor, it really makes teams panic offensively, which is we love. I mean, there are so many big plays in the secondary, so many guys with great coverage, breaking up throws, making awesome plays. Just really proud of that. Tough run by Taylor Bissell right there. Tough yards. Breaking tackles. Great effort.
And it felt like at this point that the offensive line had really taken the football game
Yeah,
over.
there's no doubt. I don't know if those guys, I'm not going to say they quit, but I'm just telling you at this point they were on their heels big time. And the O-line really imposed their will late in the game.
And a heavy dose of Cole Chansey on this drive.
Heavy dose of the O-line is what it was.
Yeah, 3 yards there for Cole, and now he'll punch it into the end zone for his 3rd rushing touchdown. He is one of only 3 players now in the nation with 50 rushing touchdowns or more, active players.
Yeah, you know, the career rushing touchdown record of Harding might be broken at some point, but it's going to take a special guy to do it. He's going to set that record so far out of reach. Really proud of Cameron. Yeah, Cameron McIntyre with a big sack right there. Proud of him, proud of that effort. But, you know, even though we 3 sacks is a lot of sacks versus that guy, but even with that, we were in his face a lot. Batted down 2 balls and just almost another pick right
almost.
there.
That's right, yeah. That's Pierce with his 2nd pass breakup. Orlando Henley almost had his 2nd interception right before that.
Yeah, well, they were flying around. They really were. So proud of them.
And great meeting down at midfield with a win on the road at Oklahoma Baptist. And Coach, I saw you right after the game, and it's the emotion that I know that is always right after the game with a big win or a loss on the road sometimes. But what to win a game like that against a team coming in that was rolling. This was an Oklahoma Baptist team that was rolling. They had a great crowd. It was a great atmosphere. And I know you're proud of your coaches, everybody a part of this program.
Yeah, and they were rolling. I mean, you think about what happened to us on that trip. We ended up sharing a hotel with Arkansas Tech, which was kind of unique. And then it rained, and we got a day game, and just in a lot of ways, it felt again like, boy, what a trap this is. And an offense that I did not think was a great matchup for us, but just the way the guys responded and refused to give in. I mean, it really felt like the guys willed that victory to happen, I'm just really proud of them.
2 other big numbers I want to throw out there for the defense. They only allowed 3 rushing yards on the day, and also kept Oklahoma Baptist only 4 conversions on 3rd down, and your football team had the football 39 minutes, 29 seconds.
Yeah, I think those guys were converting almost 60% on 3rd down, which is ridiculous, and to hold them to 4 3rd down conversions and 3-yard rushing, you really can't say enough about what everybody involved. And it took all of them. It took every player, it took every coach. And I told them all week, I said, guys, it is going to take our very best effort, all of us, to have a chance to go get a win on the road in this ball game. And so very, very satisfying, very, very special day for us. And to do it, I'm just telling you, you watch college football, and if you have a giant emotional victory, that team usually the next week is just not as good. Mm-hmm. It's just hard to emotionally invest what it takes to do it week after week after week. And we've had 4 weeks in a row of really challenging situations, and our guys have responded dynamite.
Bisons are now 4-1 on the season as they win 31-7 on Saturday afternoon. We'll come back and look at a player feature put together by Haley Kate Webb right after this.
The day that JD was injured, I had woke up to an odd phone call. It was the military calling to tell me that he had stepped on an IED.
The day I got injured, she got wounded as well. And the veterans wouldn't be the men that we are and the women that we are today if it wasn't for our better half helping us every direction we go.
Find the nonprofits that support veterans. Offer your time if you don't have the financial resources to offer. There's always a way to help.
Visit saluteheroes.org to learn more. We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how, and we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids need to know the dangers and how to avoid them. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription